I'm Jana Rambo, and I'm an instructional designer at Trellix. In this video, I'll show you how to create a user account in ePO. User accounts allow you to control how people access and use the Trellix ePO server. You can create user accounts manually, then assign each of those an appropriate permission set. You can also configure your ePO server to allow users to log on using Windows authentication, but this requires configuration and setup of multiple settings and components. To create an account, we'll go into the menu and under User Management, select Users. Click the New User button and we'll give it a username of bwhite. The logon status should be enabled since we're creating this as a new user. For authentication type, you see that there are 4 basic authentication types. ePO authentication is the username and password stored in ePO. ePO will then authenticate the user when logging in. Windows authentication is the Windows domain and username details that are stored in ePO, and the user is authenticated by the Windows domain controller at that point. Certificate-based authentication enables certificate-based authentication, allowing your users to access ePO with a valid client certificate instead of with a username and password. Trellix ePO SaaS authentication allows you to authenticate through your ePO SaaS account. For this example, we're going to use ePO authentication. I'm going to give it a password and then confirm the password. At that point, you would come down here and enter the full name, email address, phone number, and any notes associated with that account. I'm just going to skip over that for now, and let's move on to the manually assigned permission sets area. As you can see, there's administrator and selected permission sets. By default, when you create a user account, you have selected permission sets as your option. Let's just set this as group reviewer and click Save. Now you can see the account created on this screen. The next piece is to create a permission set and assign it to this user account. Let's go into permission sets by clicking the menu, and then under User Management, we'll select permission sets. Now we'll click on New Permission Set and give it a name. We'll just call it bwhite to match our user. Now we'll select bwhite as the user. Now you can set permissions for that account. Let's save it, and you can see the permission sets here. In this case, let's go to Trellix Agent. So we'll scroll down, and you can see that there currently are no permissions. So we'll click Edit to add permissions, and we're going to allow our user to view and change settings for policies and also for tasks, and click Save. Let's also add some system tree access permissions. So click Edit here, and let's expand this and allow our user to access the TechLearn group, and click Save. We've got other default permissions, but nothing is set here other than what we just configured. If we go back to the user account and then click Actions and Edit, scroll down, and you can see that Group Reviewer is still selected, and it has also added the bwhite permission set that we just created. Let's just unselect Group Reviewer for now and click Save. Now let's log out and log back in as bwhite. When you try to log back on as bwhite, ePO is going to require us to assign a new password. Let's give it a new password and log back in. Save our password Click OK. Now we can log back in as White. If you go to the menu, you can see we have a very trimmed down view. You can see some of the default pieces, but we have a very limited set of items available. Let's log off and log back in as the administrator. Let's go to permission sets again and add another permission set. You can also have a basic setup without having to enter in each of these permissions that you want to set for a new permission set. You can select one permission set, for example, Group Admin, and then click Actions and Duplicate. And let's give it a name. Let's call it ABC Group Admin and click OK. A message pops up at the bottom right saying the permission set has been duplicated. Now we have the ABC Group Admin permission set, and as you can see, it's got all the same settings as the Group Admin permission set. Now you can choose some of the settings that you may want to change, but you already have a default set that you have available to you. Let's leave this set the way it is now and go back to the user. And let's select White and click Actions and Edit. Now let's go back down to the permission sets and let's add the ABC Group Admin permission set. Click Save, and now let's log off and log back in as White again. And if you go back to the menu now, you can see that we have several more items available in the menu. It is not what you would see as an administrator, but it certainly is a way of controlling what a user account has access to versus an administrator type of account that you have in your environment. And that's how you create a user account in ePO. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more product insights from Trellix.